welcome to the channel. This is City Dad Farming.
Alright, here we are. Today's task. This was connected like this. It was, but it is not no more. We're dealing with CPVC 1/2 inch, totally glued. Not gonna come apart easily. I just hate glued PVC fittings. First thing we want to do is try to get this thing apart. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. That's it. That thing broke. See it?
Yeah. It broke off in there.
It snapped. So there's no saving any of it.
Nope.
It's all garbage.
Yep.
We'll reach it in there enough. Basically what I'm trying to do is create a groove to the point where you see, I don't know if you could see inside there, you could see the purple from the primer, that I made it down to where the pipe is. And so now the fitting while leaving the pipe underneath. Pretty close. I don't think it's gonna work, but you gotta try it. See? It's not, didn't work. So now what we have to do is go to plan B. The trick is to have a straight cut. If it's off at an angle or something crazy like that, then you know what I mean? Even if there's enough pipe that you were able to get a fitting on there, you'd still only be making good contact here, and then this would probably leak on this side. It's got to be nice and straight. So we got to clean that with some sandpaper. And what you can do, see how the edge of the sandpaper is getting all gacked up from the stuff you took off the pipe? Just when you fold it in half like this. And now I got another clean section to work with. So you got to know what size, type of pipe you're dealing with. You see how this has the yellow color on it? That means you're dealing with the CPVC. If you were able to look at the pipe, it would actually say that on there. So there's different types of glue. You have regular clear PVC cement, which is your most common stuff, but this you'd use on the white pipe. Not going to work for this. This you're going to need the orange CPVC. And the main reason for that is for temperature. If you use the regular glue on the CPVC pipe and you run hot water through it, it will come apart.
And what's that stuff you're using to clean it?
This is the cleaner. So every time you use PVC glue, it's a two-step process. You can never skip one step without the other if you don't want leaks, especially if your pipes are going to be under pressure. Well pump will push out at 60 psi, and so at 60 psi that fitting will blow right off. Okay. All right, after a quick stop up at your local hardware store, we got the pieces we need to fix this. It's going to be a piece that comes down like that. Then this piece is going to go on here like that. And then this is going to screw into this like that. And then that will fix it. That would be the fix. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it so that I don't have to keep fixing this every time. Is I'm going to put this T pipe in here. And then this pipe. And I'm going to put this valve here off to the side so that I can bury a line to the water trough. And then that'll be another video that we'll do, is we'll hook up a self-feeding water for the water trough for the paddocks. How's that sound? So instead of just fixing this one thing once, we'll fix it and then put an addition on and fix it for the other thing too. And even though this pipe is brand new, this still needs to be cleaned too. Okay, this is where the tricky part's gonna come in. You gotta pull this out a little bit. So now you can't hold on to that while I'm trying to put that fitting on. So now I gotta kind of get in there with my screwdriver. You gotta put it around the edge of this. You gotta get it in this one. And you gotta get it on there. That's it. That will dry and in process. Clean it. Put the glue on it. Coating of the glue. So now's when you can help me. What do you think, Kenzie? Should we put this piece that I'm gonna feed to the paddock off the bottom, since we're gonna bury the thing in the ground, and then have this come off the side, and that's where we'll put the, or should we do it the other way? What do you think?
The blue thing going into the ground.
Okay, that's the way we'll do it. You don't want to cut it?
No.
Okay, the way it works is you just put it on there, and it ratchets it down.
I'm gonna stand away.
Stand away?
Because I don't want it hitting me in the face.
There's nothing gonna fly away. That's it.
Nice.
It's as easy as pudding. You could have done it in a second. And this stuff, it's so picky that even if you do it all right, it still could leak. See how I twist it too? When you have the ability to twist it, you should, because that'll make a better connection.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so now this is going to go like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so clean this. The good news is you really can't clean it too much, but you definitely could not clean it enough. Okay, so then this was the next one we gotta do. So now we do the same thing. Clean it. When it's a little piece like this, I just clean the whole pipe. You know what I mean? If it's a longer piece, then I just clean the ends that I'm working with. So clean this, move that to that.
Oh, I hate the smell.
It does have a pretty strong smell. See how I missed a piece of that there?
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you turn it, it makes a better seal. Because even if you had missed that piece and I didn't put more glue on it, it still, when I turned it, it still would evenly spread it out throughout there.
Yeah. Yeah?
Is it time to roll? Is it a roll break? We pause this moment for Fancy to roll, scratch her back. Does that feel good, girl? The things you see on the farm, right? Okay, so now we glue this.
Grandpa Benny's here.
Came right at the perfect time, just as we're finishing. Okay, and then so I want to try to pull this out a little bit so that I can get my little wiggle going. And then I want to push it back in so that it sits flat. When it dries, it'll be flat. And then you see it's got these 3 holes here. And then what we got to do next is we got to do this piece. So now for this piece, you don't use glue. You know what we do use?
Your hands, because you go like this. Because it has these thingies on it.
Right, so you twist it in with your hands.
Yeah.
You know what has to go in between that?
Space.
This is the stuff. This is called Teflon tape. And what this does is it seals the threads. It's not like a glue, but it does act as a sealant. Now there is a right and a wrong way to put this on.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Yes, that's my girl. I taught you well.
I just don't know my rights or my lefts. So.
Well, I can't teach everything. Okay, so righty tighty. So if I'm turning it this way, right, as you're tightening it, you're making the tape tighter. As opposed to if I had the tape going in the opposite direction, as I'd be tightening it in, it would be trying to loosen the tape. So you just go around this a couple times. And just break it like that. And so now you see this is the end of the piece. So now if I was going the other direction, it wouldn't be tightening it, but as I'm turning it this way to tighten it, it's pushing that little piece of tape down. And then, so what did you say it was? Righty tighty?
Lefty loosey.
Okay, so righty tighty.
I know.
We saw her. So this is the righty tighty. Now because we don't have this screwed in and this is heavy duty plastic, we have to hold this metal part with a pair of pliers and then tighten it from here with another pair of pliers. Because otherwise you'll snap that plastic. It's not very strong. It's the adjustable wrench you put right there where it's solid. And then so now I have to hold this in place while I'm turning the other one. So you get this to just about the right size you need it. And so I don't want it to move very much. I mean, obviously it's gonna move a little bit because I'm an old guy and I can't hold it like I used to. You gotta remember too, is you see the wrench works better a certain way. See how I'm holding it this way? And then this is going, so if I was going like this and trying to turn like this, I'm not using the strength of the wrench to my benefit. You could do it, but it's all hand strength, pinching it. And sometimes you have to, because the wrench won't fit in the other way. So what do you think? Think it's gonna leak? You wanna find out?
Sure, I'll turn the water on.
Hold it down. Go ahead, go turn the water on. You've come to witness to see if it works? Say hi, Grandpa Vinny. Hi, Grandpa Vinny. See any water shooting out of the side of the house, Pop?
No.
No?
Am I supposed to?
Not if we did what we were supposed to. I don't see any water shooting out. See any water shooting out? Easy when you're turning it off because it's not screwed to the wall yet. Alright, looks like we finished the... Now it's time to secure it to the wall. So depending upon what you're securing these pipes to, you got to change how you do it. So I know behind this is concrete,
And so unless I'm gonna just screw into this cement board, I need something that will penetrate into the concrete. And the reason that you don't want to just screw into the cement board with a small screw, which you could do for something that is not that secure, but being that you're going to hook a hose to this and be cranking down and turning these knobs, you want this to be very secure. Because right now we're in good shape because this piping is all new. But in a few years from now, from being in the sun and out here in the heat, these pipes will start to get brittle. And so if you start to crank on it like this, when it's brittle, more than likely we'll be fixing this again. Okay, so basically what we want to do is we want to secure this to the wall. See, now that was just through the cement board. Now we have our pilot holes. And what the trick is with these, I don't use the drill. You really want to hand tighten these. Because depending upon where you put that screw into the block behind it, if it's in the mortar, it could be very easy to strip out. Feels like it's going in good. I think we got the right size drill bit, so I think we're good to go. This last one here. Keep the screws looking the same. Here's the same one. Let's try it out.
So that brings us to the end of today's video. We learned how to work with PVC pipe and seal threaded fittings and replace the spigot on a hose. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit the big thumbs up button. And if you want to join our family, make sure you hit the subscribe and turn on the bell for notifications so that you can catch all the videos that are coming down the line. Thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Hey Maverick, stay out of that pond.